And good morning to everyone. It is Wednesday, the 21st of July, and happy to be here with you once again to share a few words from the pastor. I've been away now for a while from Tampa. I spent my first week away visiting my sister in Arizona. I had a wonderful time there. And again, now presently from the desert, coming up to see my brother in Denver and his wife, spending time with them. It's been really a pleasant experience, and I wanted to thank you for allowing me to the grace of being able to do that at this time of year, usually for the last few years. Um, One thought I wanted to leave with us, and it's something every time I come out and I get a chance to look around at what's going on in the world outside of Mary Help of Christians, it's always been bracing for me, and it was encouraging and hopeful. And as I got to witness people and how they have been so resilient in coming through this last year and a half or 2 years, moving on towards 2 years of this darn COVID. Um, and as I was thinking about the people, I saw hundreds of people. We went to, I know on Saturday evening, last Saturday, went to um, a mass, and last Sunday went to a 9 o'clock mass rather in Arizona, and it was the hundreds and hundreds of people that came to that just that one mass, and to see how joyful they were and how happy they were to be back in church, and to be celebrating their faith and witnessing to their faith. It was a pleasant experience, as well as this past Saturday got a chance to experience a weekend service at in Denver, and 4 or 5, almost 600 people, I would say, coming to that mass at St. Thomas More in Denver. It was a really, and to see how happy and joyful they were as well to be back and celebrating together and witnessing to their faith. It was a joyful and reminder to me of how many good things are still going on in the world. We seem to be surrounded and bombarded by bad news everywhere. Bad news everywhere. Bad news in the cities, bad news in the country, bad news throughout the country. And I was thinking how sometimes we lose sight of the fact of the good things going on. Not just people going to church, but the good things that we see people doing throughout the world. I read the other day about a businessman in Tennessee during this past winter. They had a terrible outage in, I think it was Kodak, Tennessee, where the businessman opened up his. He was the manager of a hotel, and he opened up his hotel to all the townspeople who lost power, and they had lost power for 8 or 10 days. And he opened up for everybody and anybody who needed a free room, needed to get away from the cold and the freezing temperatures that were going on in the homes and outside. He was putting 9 or 10 people in a room and filled up all 60 of his rooms, and he did so out of pocket, of his own pocket, out of his own self. It wasn't a matter of money, it was a matter of doing what needed to be done, and he did it. Little fanfare, not a whole lot of fanfare, and yet we see people doing countless things like that. People reaching out to people, giving rides to people. We seem to respond to people in times of crisis. And, I remember 9/11. I was in New Jersey at the time, and at a place where I could walk, I could just take about a 30-second drive out to the Route 17 in New Jersey and see the skyline and see the smoke billowing from the Trade Center, and having people stop all along the road there in the quietest church, well, most churches anyway, and just watching and unbelieving, and the aftermath of that 9/11, where so many people, not just locally, not just New Yorkers, but people throughout the country became New Yorkers and rushed to New York to see what they could do to help out business people in the city that were reaching out to others, uh, uh, restaurants opening up and giving free meals, cab drivers stopping and giving free rides, um, places opening up and giving people a place to sit and rest people working and volunteering to assist in digging people out of the rubble, not just first responders, but so many others. It was a uniting factor for the country in so many ways, the terrible tragedy. And the thought came to me how we do rise to the occasion when there's tragedy around us. But what happens when there's not tragedy? And it was so powerful a lesson for me, how we need to kind of remind ourselves of the obligation of doing good to each other and for each other in good times as well as bad. You know, it's the marriage bond promise, right? I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, for rich or for poor, until death do us part. We are connected to each other, brothers and sisters. You know, it makes no difference what faith we have, what political party we belong to. It doesn't make any difference what socioeconomic class we come to, what our reality is. It doesn't make a difference if we live in a McMansion or if we live in a hovel or if we live in a tent. It makes no difference. We are connected to each other by our own humanity. And until we get that message, until we understand that we need to reach out to people in good times and in bad, we need to be supportive and reverent and, do away with intolerance, do away with, and stop focusing on those things that separate us and focus on those things that bring us together. There's a song that we sing in church every once in a while, and it is one of my favorite songs, and it is, "All are welcome here." All are welcome, all are welcome, all are welcome in this place. Well, it's not just in the place of the church. It is in our hearts, the place of our hearts. We need to be all welcome to each other. What a powerful place this would be if that were the reality. And it can't begin with somebody else. It has to begin with each of us. May we take the opportunity presented to us today, tomorrow, and every day and tomorrow of our life to make someone's life better because we've decided to become a part of it. It's a constant message from me, but it's a constant message you need to continue to hear as well. And we need to not only hear it and listen to it, but put it into practice. God bless you all. Know that I'm thinking of you. I'm praying for you. Hopefully you're doing the same for us and for me. I had a chance to celebrate my brother and his sister and his wife's 58th anniversary, wedding anniversary, yesterday. Wonderful reminder, to see how the bond that they share after all these years. God bless them, and God bless you. Mary, help of Christians, pray for us. Mary, help of Christians, pray for you. Have a great day, and we'll see you all soon.